Welcome back, film fans. This is Let's Be Real Brad. Today on the channel, I want to talk about the brand new biographical drama film called King Richard. King Richard will be released in theaters and on HBO Max simultaneously on November 19th. The film is directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green, and it stars Will Smith, Aunjanue Ellis, Sonia Sidney, Demi Singleton, Tony Goldwyn, and Jon Bernthal. This film takes a look at how tennis superstars Venus and Serena Williams became who they are after the coaching from their father, Richard Williams. I was so ecstatic to check out King Richard because I was able to get an early screening of this movie in a packed out show, and everyone was so excited to check out this movie just as much as I was, and this movie was so damn great, and it's definitely one of my favorites of the entire year so far at the recording of this video. So let's just get right into the positives first because I'm so excited to talk about this movie. And we're going to start with the performances. Will Smith was just amazing in every scene he was in, being able to offer the humor that he's always able to do because he's one of the funniest guys working in Hollywood, and he's able to do that so well with this character who is just so electric and ecstatic and just always bringing the energy. And he's also able to play this very emotional father who just has so much going on for his daughters, and you just see that he cares so much. And Will Smith was just the perfect person to play this movie, considering the fact that he made $40 million for this role alone, which accounts for 90% of the entire budget. So he had to be good, and he definitely was. Aunjanue Ellis was also amazing in this movie as well, as I think she should be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. She was basically as good as Will Smith in this movie, as I thought they complemented each other so well as the wife of Richard Williams, and they were just amazing together, having so many incredible scenes, as the best scenes in this movie were between the two of them, especially one of the big arguments that happens later in the movie. That was definitely my favorite scene of the entire film, and will probably be shown when these two are nominated for the Academy Awards, and they're like, hey, this is the scene to showcase how good they are, because you know that's what the Academy does. One of the things I love so much about this movie is that I felt so inspired. This is the best feel-good movie of the entire year so far, as audiences are going to eat this movie up, because I felt so inspired, and I felt like I just wanted to just do everything that I want to in this life because of this movie, because it showcased that you can do it with the things that you have in this life, and that you got to make the calls. You have to put the hard work in. Another great aspect about this movie is the tone. I enjoy the tone so much in this movie because it's able to have this comedic, very light-hearted tone to the movie, but when it needs to get very dark and emotional, the movie hits it every single time, especially in the beginning of the movie with Richard Williams, as I thought they were able to explore his character in a very interesting way. But I also enjoyed the humor in this movie, as I wouldn't call this movie a comedy, but it definitely is so ridiculously funny. Some of the other great aspects of this movie are the technical aspects, like the cinematography, that I thought looked really good. I enjoyed the color palette in this movie. I don't know, it just fit this movie very well. I feel like I was going back into that 90s world, if you get what I mean. I also thought that the editing and direction in this movie were quite competent and really good at times, especially during those tennis scenes that I couldn't even tell what was edited at that point. Unfortunately, I do have some negatives with this movie, and we're going to start right with the screenplay. The screenplay itself does feel very generic, like we've seen it before, and it goes through the motions, especially in the second act of this movie, and I just didn't feel like there was any conflict or really anything that felt like that could bring these characters back, because it just feels like everything seems to work for these characters almost seamlessly. Even though that we see them struggle, it just doesn't feel like it's real enough, or it's just Hollywoodized, that you know they're just going to work through it anyways. I felt like this movie could have been a little bit more raw and a little bit more real, showcasing us the hard work and the little small details of how they got to where they were. And my biggest negative I have with this movie is the lack of character development for Venus and Serena Williams. I know this movie is about Richard Williams, and we're seeing it from his perspective for most of the movie. We still see Venus and Serena the entire film, and we still understand them, but only just them playing tennis. I get that they play tennis their whole lives and that they are the best tennis players of all time. I get that. The movie made me feel that. But I wanted to know them. I wanted to dive into them more and being able to understand what were their struggles, what makes them feel anxiety, or what are some of the things that they had to overcome, because we don't get that perspective at all. And I think this would have been a masterpiece if they were able to get this done right. Overall, guys, King Richard is going to be a movie that audiences are going to eat up, especially because it's in theaters and on HBO Max. It is such a feel-good movie with Will Smith that everyone loves, giving his best performance to date. This movie is very enjoyable, and it does have a great story, and it is able to showcase some of the more deeper and more emotional aspects that I didn't expect this movie to go to. I thought this is a great movie, and I would definitely rewatch this movie again. I am giving King Richard a strong 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out this review, and I want to know down below in the comment section, what is your favorite feel-good movie of all time? I need to watch more of those movies, so let me know down below in the comment section. But before you check out this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you want to, and ring that notification bell so I could see you all in the following review.